Over 400 years ago, the sole survivor of a pirate massacre was washed ashore on a remote beach. On the skull of his father's murderer, he swore an oath. He was the first Phantom.
Will devote my life to destroy piracy and injustice.
Son followed father in an unbroken line, and the Phantom lives on even today. However, this story, which is not of the Phantom of this era, but of one long past, is one of the thousands of adventures noted down by the previous Phantoms in the old chronicles that are preserved for centuries for the benefit of the posterity. In the late 1700s, the lucrative slave trade brought many pirates inland. They swept across Africa, unchallenged except by one man, the Phantom of 1773. An exhausted native runner approaches the deep woods, abode of the poisoned pygmy people.
Phantom! Phantom! I must see the Phantom. O mighty Phantom, slavers have raided the Thongai village. They took many people, and most dreadful, our old chief's only son.
So, the slave traders broach my wrath by entering the domain of the Phantom. Nunji, tend to this man's comfort. Lumo, my horse. I ride for the Thongai village.
The following day, a grim Phantom enters the hut of Ulman, chief of the Uthongi.
Grief weighs heavy on one of his years. I fear he will die.
You lift my spirits, O Phantom.
I know the sorrow you bear and have come to make you a vow. Before the season of rains, I will return your son to your side. Rally yourself and your people.
I will not abandon hope.
During the raid, I heard their leader called Vruel. Do you know him?
Blasco Vruel. Yes, I know that name, and I think I know where to find him.
Blasco Vrilla. The Phantom had encountered the notorious Barbary pirate before. It was a good bet that Vruel's ship would be docked in Marcados, a rugged coastal town hospitable to privateers. Days later, disguised as a seaman, the Phantom sought information in the dingy waterfront inns. Eventually, his persistence paid off.
Say, mate, I be looking for my old captain, Blasco Vruel. Might he be tied in these waters?
Aye, he was, but he sailed for the colonies 2 days ago. He had a right fine load of cargo, if you get my mayonnaise. Ha ha.
Now that weighs hard on me. I've been in territorial prison, and I come a good way just to sail with my captain again.
You look a stout fellow. How'd you like to sign on my ship? We aim to link with Vruel in Virginia, and then go after some o' them British ships what's going back and forth to the colonies. We figure the pickings to be good.
That sounds to be a proposition a man couldn't refuse. Let me stand you a tankard of ale.
Done, mate. Good to have you aboard.
As the first souvers of morning sunlight break the horizon, the Sea Dog creaks heavily out of the Marcados harbor. The strong west wind catches the yellow canvas of the ship's sails, breathing new life into the aging vessel and sending it slicing through the crescendo of rolling waves. Standing by the foremast, Seaman Walker watches the shore fade into a golden haze. With the chase slowed, his eyes now shift to the trackless ocean before him. The weeks roll by, and on a balmy summer evening in late June, the Sea Dog enters a small Virginia harbor.
There she be, lads. Weigh anchor and we'll go ashore for a bit o' fun.
While they're having fun, I'm going after Vruel.
The ship docks, and once again the Phantom roams the waterfront. Soon,
That's it.
the few guards present, no obstacles.
There he is. Sound asleep. Request permission to come aboard, sir.
You devil. How did you get here?
Your old friend, Captain Quench, was kind enough to give me a lift over, though he didn't realize who I was, or I doubt he'd have been so generous.
Why?
You brought a load of men and women on your ship. They were from the Uthongi tribe, and under my protection. I'm taking them all back, and you're going to furnish the ship.
Impossible. I have already sold them to a slave broker.
And he would in turn sell them here in the colonies?
Yes, it's out of my hands, I swear it.
Take me to this broker, and if you value your miserable life, you'd better pray he knows who they were sold to.
Having brought alone sufficient gold in his sea chest, the Phantom hires a coach to carry himself and the trembling pirate clattering through the dark streets of Picketboro. Until,
That's his office on the second floor. He lives there too.
Let's pay him a midnight call. The door is ajar. Call him.
Yo, Mr. Watley, it be Vruel.
He's a sound sleeper, or...
Dead.
Yes, and within the past few minutes.
Aye, mate. Now drop them pistols nice and easy.
Quench, you killed him.
Well now, you see, old Quench had a mighty lean voyage over. We planned to take a few ships, but we was plagued with bad luck. Always something going wrong. I oft times thought we had a saboteur on board. So we come to port empty-handed, and I was thinkin' where might Quench pick up a few coppers? Now, I remembers your dealin's with Watley these past years, and I'm thinkin' he must keep a tidy sum about bein' a proper businessman's and all.
This man is your saboteur. He's the Phantom. He came on your ship in disguise. He's after me and the slaves.
Drop back that cloak and let's have a squint. Well, I'll be a flounder's uncle if it ain't.
Look, Quench, you and me is mates. I know where Watley keeps more money. You can have it all.
More money.
In yon cupboard, he's got a metal chest full of gold pieces.
Gold is it?
You scurvy rat.
You are not too good a shot when a man's back's not turned.
driven to the floor, Vruel instinctively fights for survival. The cutlass of the dying Quench offers one last chance for reprieve.
Nothing to defend myself with. Wait, those andirons.
Come, Phantom, I've a taste of steel for you.
But the poker proves too clumsy and fragile against the cutlass.
We'll sail that last voyage together, mate.
The fates mete out their justice in strange and violent ways tonight. Watley must keep records of transactions. Let's see. Here, Somak, mail, about 20, to Shane Berger, Pickett Borough, Virginia. The chief's son. A good place to start.
Resuming his civilian disguise, the Phantom checks into a local inn for the night. The following day, he purchases a horse and extensive supplies. Several hours later,
according to the directions I was given, the Berger plantation should be just beyond that ridge. Gunfire. In that creek bed. Redcoats firing on the plantation. That really complicates things.
Stealthily, the Phantom nudges his horse to the bank of nearby lake.
Got to rout those soldiers to get inside the plantation. A knotty problem. Wait, that creek bed therein is actually part of Berger's irrigation system. If I've enough black powder to blow them, the diversion should be enough.
Moments later,
floodwater. Fall back.
Someone's blown the sluices. That turns the advantage. Take them, boys.
Right approaching.
Hold your fire.
I'm looking for Shane Berger.
I'm Colonel Berger. And might you be our unknown ally?
I blew the sluices, yes.
Then we owe you a debt of gratitude. Who are you, and why are you masked? Were you perhaps maimed in battle?
I'm called the Phantom. My reason for being masked are too complex to go into here.
Well, we're mighty glad to have a man of your mettle with our cause.
Why did the British single out your plantation?
I've been leading a double life. The British thought me a loyalist, but my true allegiance lies with the colonies. For several years I've been printing anti-British literature, and they finally found me out. They arrived yesterday and we've been under siege till now.
I'll be blunt, Colonel. I've come thousands of miles to keep a vow to a sick old man.
A vow.
As they walk, the Phantom tells Berger of his strange odyssey.
An amazing story. See here, I make no apology for the purchase of slaves. These people get civil treatment. I provide good housing, clothes, and food. I dare say, none of them would speak ill of me. Sumac has only been with me about a week, and since we'll have to give up the plantation, I doubt if I'll miss one man. Take him with you, and return him safely to his people.
I'm grateful, Colonel, but what about you? You said you'd have to leave the plantation.
By tomorrow the British will be back in force. We'll head for the Blackwoods, maybe join up with Washington. My foreman will take you to Sumac now. And where will you go next?
I want to get Sumak back to Africa. I have a friend over here, a man of some influence. I think he can help us.
Days later, Philadelphia, by amber candlelight, a solitary figure works deep into the night.
Mr. Walker, each time we meet, it is unexpected. But why here, now?
I'm in your country on a matter of grave importance. I think you can help me.
Anything.
Once again, the Phantom relates his strange tale.
That's the story, sir. Now I'm asking your aid in getting back to Africa with Sumak. Then I'll return for the others.
I can arrange passage on a French ship, out of Canada, but in exchange, I want your promise not to return. Several years ago, you saved me from thieves in Paris. You were 1 man against 6. If you tried to free all the slaves, you would be 1 man against a nation. A nation already caught up in an internal struggle for independence. You would, I fear, give up your life to no avail. Return to your own land, where you can do far greater goods. Carry on your fight there. Tomorrow, in this very town, a significant document will be signed. I'd like you and Sue Mock to witness the signing and carry its message of freedom and liberty back to your homeland.
You ask much of me. Do you expect me to desert the others because I might face danger? It's not my way. You are a man of wisdom. Surely you cannot justify this barbaric slave trade.
Slavery will not always be with us. But such change takes time, my friend. The document that will be signed tomorrow will be the first step toward freedom of all men in this country.
The following day, Independence Hall, and in a shadowed gallery above. Some weeks later, Sumak and the Phantom are aboard a ship bound for France. A second vessel carries them to Africa, where they travel overland. To home.
Through the long month, Ullman clung to life, knowing the Phantom would succeed. But what lies ahead for our people? And that faraway land called America?
I succeeded only partially, but what I've blot of slavery will someday be forever wiped clean. It might take years, even centuries, but the Phantom will not rest until that day comes.